An environmental disaster is taking place as we speak on one of the most symbolic stretches of coastline in Sharm el-Sheikh. A group of experts, called in by the governor, declared that 9 different areas, among them this one, are at risk of collapsing, and a series of interventions have been organized to save the coast. The plans are to modify the existing structure of the cliff, as this part of the coast, which is raised above sea level, is called, by creating huge steps that will act as a retaining wall.
What's going on here is that the government has made a research study to safeguard the cliff from there are areas that are collapsing, and they need to be dealt with. So the way to deal with it, in our opinion as residents, it should be injected with material to hold the cliff together. It should be also using metal nets and not using bulldozers to make steps in the cliff. That's what the government wants to do, is to make steps, demolish parts of the cliff, and make it into steps so that no rocks fall down.
In addition to the recommendations of the experts, the Ministry of Environment has emitted a series of directives that dictate the realization of prior interventions aimed at protecting both the people and the environment. So far, though, while the demolition has already started, these safety interventions have not been observed.
They're supposed to spray water so that the dust doesn't fly with the wind and cover the corals, which will kill the coral reef. They are damaging the whole coastal line, which has birds' nests, lizards' nests, ospreys, foxes living down here, and they're not applying the environmental rules that they got the permission with. So we are telling them if they're supposed to work, they're supposed to follow the guidelines that the Ministry of Environment put. They are not using the guidelines, they don't care. There's not a single person from the Ministry of Environment or the City Council or the contracting company here to supervise the work. Then they want to put bulldozers to go down on the beach and to drive to the area of Raskati, which is not accessible from the top, so that's why they need to go down from here, which is an area that has no danger whatsoever of collapsing. And they want to eventually reach the area of Raskati and demolish what's there, what's left of it, and make steps. And this is completely against the environment, completely. It will destroy the whole area, and that's why we're protesting.
The multi-ethnic community of residents living in the C Street area, among others, has come together to stop the demolition and obtained to first be able to talk to the authorities.
They
should respect first of all the environment, and moreover they should communicate each other before taking actions like these. It's out of the common sense that workers are coming here without any documentations and start to destroy the cliff without consulting the residents living in this area since many years.
There is no sign at all. There are people walking down there, unprotected, and there are also nets that were supposed to be done, to protect the reef from the sediments falling down, even though, this process of drilling is wrong, and there are other solutions, of injecting the areas, that are weak, etc. Many other engineering solutions, but they're not following them. They don't really care.
There were a few tense moments, but in the end reason prevailed and the Sharmers' requests were granted by the authorities. First, to have a second expert opinion by several geologists who will be here in the coming days, and more importantly, to adopt all safety measures indicated to protect the area before the beginning of the demolition. The authorities have in fact already marked the entire area with warning flags. This is another example of how much the residents here love their city, to the point of spontaneously gathering to protect it.